a damn fool, impulsive at best. It's stupid. And I know a lot of y'all was, looking at it and snickering like, damn, I do be doing, I be acting like that sometimes too. Like, don't let a nigga, one of you niggas that don't listen. I've been thinking about this a lot. There are two types of niggas in the world, right? I am two of those type of niggas. Now, when I am walking and I am crossing the street, I wish a nigga would hit me. Now, when I am driving and someone is crossing the street, I'm like, oh, this bitch wants to die today. Okay. I am both-kinded. I'm both-handed. I am both of those people. And I'm sure you are too. But listen, you can't be that I wish a nigga would nigga every single time, every day, all day. Sometimes you have to be that nigga that just says, you know what? I fall back. I don't care what it looks like out here. And if in fact Meek was trying to extend an olive branch and it just became all of that, what I will say is this. I heard a lot more coming from Onika's side. So I felt a lot more fire coming from her side, which leads me to believe that, girl, if this man could still elicit that kind of response from you, queen, oh, honey, he shouldn't elicit that response from you. Even if he was poking, because if he is poking, that means you still elicit that response from him. Either which way, for you to get that loud out in public and show your ass, girl. And we've all been there before, but it's such you have to understand that you can't be both-handed niggas. You can't be, I wish a nigga would on both sides. Sometimes you just got to be like, you know what? All right, man, go ahead. Go ahead. Sometimes you just got to let that nigga cross the street, bitch. Okay? And sometimes you just got to let that car go. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So you can't be both all the time. Sometimes you do just gotta let them motherfucking cars go. Nah, go ahead. I'm good. I'll take an extra, 5 seconds here on this sidewalk. It's cool. Nah, you know what? Go ahead and cross the street. I'm okay. I'm in this car. You're the one walking. So go for it. I had to decide that I was going to be one or the other. I could not be both. It is too taxing to be that all the time. These niggas are fucking millionaires. I mean, if what we are to believe in the media being true, Meek is about to have a baby with a beautiful woman. Philadelphia-based designer Milano. Yes, I see a lot of you hood girls loving your Milano sweatsuits. Those, remember like when you was younger, you would get those like patches that you could just iron onto your t-shirt. I was just having a reminisce moment. That wasn't shade. I was just having a like, oh, remember when? But all I'm saying is that these niggas have it all. Or at least that's what it seems like on the outside. He's having a baby with another woman. She is married. Her name is Mrs. Petty. So why are y'all seeing each other out and literally tearing each other apart? What's the meaning? It's actually pretty crazy. So, with that said, hopefully we've all learned a lesson that we can't be both. Right? Either you're going to let the car pass or you are going to let the walker pass, but you can't be both, boo. Speaking of which, Terry fucking Crews, you fucking imbecile. I used to, when Terry Crews went through his shit with that major Hollywood rep seemingly grabbing Terry Crews's ball sack at a Hollywood party in front of several people, and no one defended Terry Crews, and no one list included fucking Russell Simmons, okay? When every fucking body was saying that Terry Crews was shit. Black women were coming out in droves saying, you know what? That man was accosted. And whether it is sexual abuse on the part of men to women or the part of men to men, as long as you are in a position of power and you are put in a place where something is done to you sexually and or physically, and you feel like you have been assaulted, you have the right to say me too. And so when everything, now, if you don't know, Terry Crews is, I think he's like the court jester on America's Got Talent. If you are keeping up with the news, Gabrielle Union, along with previously, I forgot her name, but Gabrielle Union was fired from America's Got Talent. And one of the reasons that she listed was that it was a racist environment as well as a sexist environment. As they are in litigation through the Actors Union, they have been told that they are not to speak of the situation on both sides, right? Okay. So Terry Crews does an interview and he is asked if he has in fact experienced any sexism or racism on the set of America's Got Talent, right? Terry Crews answers by saying, well, no, I'm not. I'm a man, so I can't say that I've experienced any sexism. However, as far as racism is concerned, I can only speak for myself in saying that it is one of the most diverse racial environments I've ever worked in, and I've never experienced racism. Girl. All right, so here's my problem with it, right? And let's just sip some tea and let's see if we're at the same place with this. My problem with this is not much unlike the problem that I had in my own racial experiences in the professional workplace. Specifically when I am a black woman versus, working with several black men. I think black men experience racism very differently, especially in the work environment. I think that if you have a black man, you're not going to have much issue with him in terms of his hair, his skin, because being darker skinned and natural haired is not looked at as, an oddity for black men, if that makes any sense. So even from that standpoint alone, the way that you present is going to play into the way you experience racism in the workplace. Or don't experience it. The way that you speak, the things that you support. Now, keeping in mind that Gabrielle Union and Terry Crews are both public figures. So the things that they support, the things that they talk about, the things that they embrace, and the way that that is looked at in the work environment are going to be very different. Gabrielle Union has always been very, in support of women's rights, as well as black people's rights, especially in the creative realm. I feel she's always supported black people in the creative realm. And so for me, Terry Crews speaking out of turn about his experience. Now, let me just say this. I do believe that if he says that he hasn't experienced it and he's just speaking from his place, that's one thing. I respect the fact that he may not feel like he's experienced racism. And that's fine. That doesn't mean that racism doesn't exist. And I think that when you are going to speak, keeping in mind that your girl is going through litigation, I think that it is important for you to also state what the facts are. The same way you were able to, in context and color, say, because you are not a man, because you are not a woman, you did not experience sexism on the set, I think that you should have acknowledged that your experience may not have been one of racism on the set. However, you cannot speak to the fact that racism does not or did not exist on the set. And you should have kind of been more prudent to that. I'm not saying, and then what made it worse was he said that he is only responsible for protecting his wife, not his daughter, not his sister, not his mama, nobody else, just his wife. And I thought to myself, now this is somebody who's going to probably pull out the Bible, who's going to pull out the Bible because it's convenient and say that, oh, I'm supposed to just, protect my wife. That's it. Listen, sir, you were looking. So what does the Bible say about you looking for protection when some man grabs your balls and black women are coming from the bloodstained banners and protecting you in drove? What does it say about that? I am so disappointed in him. I do not want to see him in the new White Chicks. Okay. That's number one. I don't want to see him in it. Find somebody else. There got to be somebody else. Replace him. Replace her. We don't want to see her. So Mandisi's, of Yandy and Mandisi's Love and Hip Hop All the Hood, he is out of jail today. Good for them. I really hope that this means that, well, first of all, I'm pretty sure that this is meaning that, we'll get some sort of Mona Scott produced something. And that should really light all of you guys up, make you happy. All right, last but not least, are y'all all sick because Kim got to unbox her Ivy Park? Are you hoes sick? Listen, let me tell you something. I have been waiting. I just knew. I knew like my name was Little Boy Blue. I knew, okay, that Kim was going to do her unboxing and make you girls gag. I knew it. I was even sick about it. I'm not going to lie to you. I was sick. I was like, oh my God, Beyonce, you actually fucking gave Kim an orange box, bitch. You don't respect our relationship anymore, do you, Beyonce? You don't fucking respect anything about us anymore. And that's fine. I'm still here. I'm still buzzing. I'm still part of the hive. I'm just saying though, you gonna take, no, Beyonce, I'm talking. You gonna take my little idea when I say, oh, you need to send it to more regular people so they can unpack so that all the other regular peoples could feel good about not getting it. You took that to mean send it to Kim Kardashian West. Beyonce. So much for us to talk about. All right. So you guys, because this is a very special episode, I want to set you I want to set the table for you this week. And I know that we are already halfway into the week. And I know that we have experienced a lot already for it to only be the ending of January. But you know what? I want us to set ourselves up to know that this year is still going to be the most amazing year. I think that this is the end of January, but you know what you need to realize? This is still the beginning. And all of the things that you are still hoping to work towards are all still possible. Don't let procrastination be the monster that gets you. Even if you can't do it today, choose a time to do it tomorrow. I know that life is nothing but an inconvenience in terms of time. Find the time to take care of yourself. Find the time to go for that walk. Find the time to take that yoga class. Find the time to get up 10 minutes earlier in the morning just to take deep breaths and just to tell the Lord, thank you Find the time when you're in the car driving by yourself to turn off the music and just to get in a mode of gratitude